Hi there, it's Bill with Smart Trades, and it's July 22nd, 11 a.m. That's Thursday, and taking a quick look at the S&P right off the bat. Um, One of my concerns here is that we're working our way through the trend line on the daily chart. I'll take a close-up of this a little later, and ideally, I'd want to see this market have rolled over at the first test of the trend line for a couple of reasons. One, we had a similar magnitude, both time and price rally in the B wave position here at that point. And now, as we extend possibly B out, it seems less proportional to the previous B wave, and makes me think, or at least wonder, if indeed that my count is correct. And I like to be always as critical of my own count as I would be of someone else's, and in other words, to try to play good defense against the market and keep an open mind in terms of counts. At any rate, the count is still certainly possible that this is a double zigzag, as long as we don't take out the top of X. That comes in on the S&P around 1131, and we're still right now at about 1095. So the double zigzag count is certainly still possible. However, it is coming into question a bit. Let's take a look now at the Dow. And I've moved the trend line here to the recent highs, and based on that, we're looking a little bit better, but we are still punching through that trend line basis. The Dow, we're not above X yet, and so the double zigzag count is still intact, although definitely coming into question a bit. And let's look at the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ's interesting here because we haven't actually even reached that trend line. On the other hand, we've already popped through the recent highs, so we have a bit of a mixed bag there. I'd also bring your attention to the ADX, which I like to use to measure whether or not we're in the dominant trend or a correction. And so far on this B wave rally, particularly on the NASDAQ, you can see we had a rising ADX on the decline on A, and a falling ADX on this rally, still labeled as B. Again, as long as we don't take out the top of X, this count is certainly possibly in force, and up until that point, or until we get a reversal signal, we'll respect it. That X wave high, by the way, is about 1940 on the NASDAQ, and as we trade right now around 1864, again, there's a little bit of room to move even to the trend line, much less the top of X. And falling ADX, I use a 5-bar ADX, by the way, not the 14-bar, and I eliminate the directional components of it because, to my way of thinking, it's obvious what the direction of the market is. If indeed there's any kind of trend, and you can see here on A down, we had the market was going down, and within a rising ADX, that still is the dominant trend. Up until this point, we are just starting to tick up here, so we'll watch that carefully. Let's take a look now at the slightly shorter term pattern, and here's the S&P cash. And a couple of things. Here's that trend line off the daily charts, and as you can see, the market waffled back and forth across that trend line. I had originally labeled this decline as a impulse down, wave 1, and that's still possible. We haven't made a new high. We haven't taken out the top of that impulse down, the start of wave 1. That said, I get the feeling we're going to take it out. So we'll see. One of the things that makes me think that way is the advanced decline line. We're right now around 2,700 advances. There's only 3,100 stocks in the NYSE advanced decline line. Normally, when you get this kind of a very strong advance with such a high proportion of advancing versus declining stocks, the market's going to go a little higher. It may pull back a bit, pull this advanced decline line down, and then make a new high to reverse on. But it usually is going to make a new high. So in fact, as we speak, we are making new highs for the day, basis the cash, I believe. At any rate, I'd also like to bring your attention to the pattern from this one up, and I've got this labeled as, again, A, B, C up, and within B, I've labeled this as an ABC, and this area right here, that small b dot B, as it were, I think is very important. I like to place my stops above the B wave rather than put them above the high. It allows me to reevaluate if I'm wrong. I think there's a high probability once you take out that B wave that in fact that you're in an impulse back up. Now we shall see. That remains to be seen. Nonetheless, I'd rather be out there if I'm short and then looking to get short up here, if the market is telling me that's the right thing to do. And at this point, it's not. The advanced decline line is strong. Okay, I'd like to move on a bit here, and we'll look at the Qs. And again, here's that ABC pattern. And the top of B not only is a place to perhaps put stops if you're short, but it's a place to look at the market, possibly for a day trade to get long. And let's go to an even shorter pattern here. All right, here's the top of that B wave from yesterday. And today on the opening, we actually formed a little triangle right there. I'll expand this so we can see it a little more closely. Now, we're breaking above that B wave. We're also, basis that downtrend line on the daily charts that we looked at on the S&P cash charts, we're breaking out above that. Additionally, we've got a breakout of this triangle and the opening range. And if you count this triangle out, by the way, let's go A, B, will be right here, and then C, D, E. Again, the B wave area, the breakout of that area is an interesting spot. What I like to do in a case like this is buy on a stop right above the top of the B wave, and then place a protective stop just under the this trading range. Now you can either scalp that out, or you can, let's go to a 5-minute chart, or you can just let it run and bring your stop to break even and let it run through the day as a day trade. But very nice low risk spot to possibly enter the market. And again, it's not only the breakout of the opening range, but it's the breakout of that previous B wave pattern on the larger term chart. So that's about it for now. Hope you're having a great day. Looking for slightly higher prices at least, but we'll reevaluate as they occur. Thanks. Bye-bye.